The Russians and the Ukrainians concluded their very first face-to-face talks in over 3 years to end their war. At the end of the 2-hour discussions in Istanbul, the Russian negotiators said that they are satisfied with the outcome and they are open for further dialogue. Now, setting down the priorities for peace, Ukraine sought a 30-day ceasefire, the return of the abducted Ukrainian children, and a full exchange of prisoners of war. Now, Ukraine's defense minister Rustem Umerov confirmed that both sides had agreed to exchange about 1,000 prisoners from each side.
We've finished our meeting. The agenda that has been given to our host and our partners was to discuss first is the ceasefire, second one is the humanitarian track, is the exchanges, and third is a potential meeting on the leaders level. As a result, we've agreed to exchange 1,000 persons to 1,000. And we're working on other modalities, and our colleagues are in contact and will exchange all the documents soon.
Elsewhere in Europe, the European Commission's President Ursula von der Leyen has announced that new sanctions targeting Russia's financial sector are already in preparation.
And we are ready to do more to bring Putin to the negotiation table. Many of the speakers mentioned it. This war has to end. You said it, Georgia, you said it, Keir. Volodymyr has described with others the roller coaster of the last days. To be very clear again, we want peace. And so we are working on a next set of sanctions. Main elements of this package will be, for example, sanctions on Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2, further listing of vessels in the shadow fleet and lower the oil price cap, and more sanctions on Russia's financial sector, because we want peace and it is time to seriously engage on that.
The President Volodymyr Zelensky is in fact urging Western nations to take some strong action if the talks fail. He's calling for some tougher sanctions against Moscow, accusing the Kremlin of stalling and not being serious about ending the war.
We had a real chance to take important steps toward ending this war if only Putin had not been afraid to come to Turkey. I was in Ankara yesterday, and thanks for participation and hosting us, President Erdogan. And I was ready for a direct meeting with Putin, whether in Ankara or in Istanbul, and not just for a meeting, but to resolve all the important issues, to my mind.
The German Chancellor Friedrich Merz described Istanbul talks as a small diplomatic success, but have warned that much more needs to be done through continued diplomatic efforts.
And our efforts have shown a very, very small diplomatic success. The fact that they are meeting today, first time for 3.5 years, is a very small but first positive signal. We have to do more on that, on diplomatic efforts, but we have to be very clear on our military support for this country as well. There should be no doubt that we are willing to continue to give our support.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.